great to be back in front of the camera. I have allergies currently, so if you any serious sniffling and stuff, I apologize in advance. So this video is going to be about a budget trip to Walt Disney World. First up, of course, check out my info down below. There will be a blog post about this, hopefully today when I do this and when this gets posted. Fingers crossed. We're in the middle of basketball tournaments and dance recital is a month away, but doing costumes, so busy with kid stuff. So I'm hoping today I can get the blog post up, and I have client stuff to do as well that I want to do before I worry about my blog, of course. I came up with, well, I should have done this video a while ago, and I apologize for not doing it. I thought I did, and I went back through and I was like, no, I didn't. I have planned a trip. I have a new agency now. And with my new agency, she had an agent appreciation day, and she had a contest, my new boss. And I never win anything. And I won tickets. And I could have picked Disneyland or Disney World. And I chose Disney World because then I thought of, I would like to take, my daughter starts middle school in the fall, and I would like to go on a trip with just her and I. And I didn't choose Disneyland because I want the whole family to go, as much as my husband's thrilled, together first before I take somebody, or a child, I should say. So I chose World. I know World like the back of my hand. I know, it's so much, it's just so nice. So that's why I chose Disney World. And then I was like, we're going to make this a budget trip. Now, I am able to get a discounted room and discounted tickets. So, besides the free ones that I won. So, that helped a lot. And then, we're not getting the dining plan or anything like that. We're going to go and just order and pay out of pocket. So, I was like, you know what? I'm going to come up with, and I put out for questions for people, what, budget trip. Do you have any questions about a budget trip? So I have a couple of questions that I'm going to pull up, and I'm going to answer those. Oh, I have one question, actually. One big one. Oh, and you're going to hear my video. There we go. Okay. So, and this starts in, or else I would wait until the questions at the end. So, Salty Marshmallows, which, love that name, asked, how early in advance do you need to contact a Disney travel agent before your trip? And that is my number one thing, is book with a travel agency. Travel agent. I am a travel agent. I specialize in Disney. Excuse me. And the misconception is that by booking with an agent, it's expensive. It's not. We save you money. We look out for discounts for everything. And, and then we apply the discounts so you don't have to worry about it at all. For example, I have one of my clients, who's actually a dear friend of mine, is going in August, and she is traveling with a number of their family who did not book through me. And my client, Miss August, I booked her free dining when it was released. And I was up early, and I had it, and I waited because she's a teacher, but I didn't want to text her too early. So I waited a while, and then I texted her around, I think, 6:30. And I said, you got free dining. And they're a family of 5. So they saved a ton of money. Well, her friend, who did not book with a travel agent or with me, did not receive free dining. She did, but she had to change her room category. And they want to be beside each other. So then my friend had to change her room category and ended up spending $500 to change her room category because her friend didn't not know that free dining was going to be released and didn't book with a travel agent, who then, switched it over at, I think it was 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. I switched her reservation over. I was able to get her the discount. So we do save you money. Working with a travel agent, I want to say, well, with me, it's free. If you book your trip through me, all my services are free. Discount monitoring, itineraries, trip planning, dining reservations, helping you decide which park to go to on which day that would be best for you, Fastpass reservations, picking a great resort. All of that is free. Some agents do charge a planning fee. I do not. As long as you book your trip with me, I do not. So there's that. So the question from Salty Marshmallows is, when should you book with a travel agent? How far in advance? I would say dining is 180 days out before that. It's nice, and it gives us, the client and I, a little bit of a buffer if you want dining reservations all the time, and then 8 months out. So if you want the hard to get Be Our Guest, Cinderella's Royal Table, stuff like that, I would say 8 months out. Chef Mickey's, Ohana. Oh, the list keeps growing. Artist Point. Anyway, I would say at least 8 months out. Now, if you want to go for a quick trip and you don't care about dining, I would say then Fast Passes are 60 days out. So right before Fast Pass release date is the best bet. So that is what Evelyn and I are doing. We're not dining. I actually was able to get us Be Our Guest lunch, so that's nice. But other than that, the rest of it's quick service, and it's whenever we feel like it. And I told her, you can have ice cream whenever. But that's when you should book with a travel agent. Okay, now when to go to Disney World? Well, before August 29th, 2019, there used to be non-peak times, believe it or not. They always say, excuse me, freaking allergies. My nose will not stop itching for like 4 days. They say that, Disney's always crowded. Well, that's subjective. There actually have been non-peak times, and I will tell you one of them right now is this summer before August 29th. They just released brand new discounts and promotions, and my agency is having one as well. So if you're interested, let me know, because you can do a quick trip and save some money. And, if you want to beat the Galaxy's Edge crowd, you want to give it till next year so the crowd kind of diminishes a little bit. I understand that as well. I do have my 2020 list going as well. Okay, I'm done. So when we're non-peak crowds, anytime kids are in school, non-peak crowds. And I think that's going to hold the same for Galaxy's Edge. Once Galaxy's Edge opens and the holidays have passed, I think is it going to be crazy at Hollywood Studios? Of course it is. This is huge that this part of the park is opening. This is huge. And when both rides have opened and they've opened up the whole land when kids are in school, that's when I think it's going to be non-peak times. Definitely like Christmas to New Year's is crazy busy, and that will remain to be crazy busy. Holidays, crazy busy. March and April is spring break. All of March and April. I've seen people go in the beginning of March and like, this is nuts. I didn't, Yes. Where I live, spring break is either the week before or the week after Easter, but that varies throughout the country. So we'll just say March and April are spring break. So there is that as well. There's peak versus value, and you can kind of gauge it when you look on the tickets, because now they do tickets by date-based pricing. Yes, that's it. And so you can kind of gauge when they think it's going to be busy. But once again, I think once Galaxy's Edge dies down, and will it take years? Of course. But give it till after Christmas. And I would always plan, if you can do this, to go when kids are in school. And then we'll see, maybe next summer. Lately, summers have been not busy. Not as busy. So, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right, my next tip for a budget trip is to stay on property. And I know, might get flack for this. I know a lot of people, of course you say that, you're a travel agent. Yes, and I know a lot of people think, well, if I stay off property, I can get Airbnb. Okay, so you get the Airbnb for $110 a night. All right, you can get a value resort room for that much, but okay. So you get the Airbnb, for example. Now you're paying for parking. You're going to guarantee yourself a drive-in, depending on when you're coming. Depends on traffic. Traffic depends on when you're coming. And then leaving the park that night, you're still driving home and, once again, traffic. Time is money, especially when you're on vacation. I don't want to deal with that crap. So I always say stay on property. Stay on property, you get complimentary, free, Magical Express to and from the Orlando International Airport, not Sanford, Orlando International. Plus you get Disney transportation from your resort to the parks, and that could be by bus, that could be by boat, that could be by monorail, and coming soon, hopefully sooner than what anticipated, could be by gondola. So that is also free. You also have extra magic hours, and that is when certain parks open or stay open late, depending on days and everything. And that's only for Disney Resort guests. So also budget, well, that's time-wise. I guess that's planning. That's a whole other thing, how I feel about extra magic hours. You get, a magic band, that's a perk and everything, but you're in the Disney bubble. And Disney wants you there. So it's not, I know people are like, well, if I stay off property, it's this and this. Yeah, but did you look at the value rooms? Like, they're getting upgraded as we speak. They're working on all-star movies now. Pop Century's done. And so it's not that much less, or it evens out if you stay on property. Also, if you're a big family, even if you're 5, let's say you don't want a moderate room or a suite, you can get 2 value rooms, 2 all-star movie value rooms, and have a connecting door in between. Now, rather than having a room at Caribbean Beach with 1 full bath and you're sleeping 5 because they have the little pull down, now you have 2 rooms with, and as the updates go, then you'll have 4 queen beds and 2 full baths. So you can absolutely do it. So my next tip is to buy tickets up front. I would do that with your package, with your Disney room. Once you hit, if you can do it, once you hit 5 days, so that jump from 4 to 5 days, those ticket prices start to drop per day. So that is fantastic. And then my next one is package discounts. And that is something that they have been releasing. Will they release free dining again? Time will tell. We're not sure with Galaxy's Edge. But they will always, well, I'm going to say they will always. I'm assuming they're always going to have discounts. And like I said, they released some killer ones for this summer. And like I told you, I applied one for, I always apply them for clients. So that's, that's part of my job. There are lots of free activities at Disney World, and I actually have a video. Did I make a video? I know I did a blog post about it. I don't know. If I didn't, I will make a video about free activities at Disney World. And some examples I have are like Jedi training. I think I did have a video because it used to be the Captain Jack Sparrow Pirate tutorial, which is no more. Chip and Dale Campfire Sing-Along over at Fort Wilderness. That's free. Now, you do have to purchase a s'mores kit, but you don't have to purchase the s'mores kit and, to roast the marshmallows and make the s'mores. But that is no reservation required. Show up whenever you want, and then afterwards they show a movie. It's really cute. We went in October, and it was Ichabod and Mr. Toad is what they showed. So, like a giant movie, Also, you have the Lego store, Disney Springs. There's lots of free little things that you can do as well. All right, here we go. This is going to scare people. Well, yeah, it's going to scare people, and this is the part that I love to do. So, do plan every day of your trip. Every day, including your meals. And I do that for all of my clients right before we make dining reservations, so they have an idea. It's fantastic. So I do, if you plan everything out, then you can budget okay. And then you can go online and you can look at the menus and you can decide which restaurant you want to eat at, table service, which quick service restaurant you want to eat at. Then you can also decide, sorry, I have an itch. Then you can also decide if the dining plan is worth it for you and if you'll save money using the dining plan. And I can help you do that as well. So on this note, there are quick service restaurants, and they're not your average food. It's not just burgers and nuggets. There are burgers and nuggets and fries, but there's some great choices for quick service restaurants as well. Especially my daughter knows, because I've been reading her the menus, and she's like, Mom, I'm sick of this already. Can you just do it? And I was like, I understand that, sweetheart, but while she loves adult food, she doesn't eat chicken nuggets. She doesn't eat fast food. I don't know why, because I pretty much grew up on it, but this child does not eat fast food. It's hard to get her to eat a French fry, and I don't understand. So, and I've tried. We've been like, eat the French fry. And she like, one time we had a screaming match over a jelly bean because she wouldn't try it. And it was pineapple, and she loves pineapple. It was a jelly bean. I don't know. Anyway, so she broke. It was terrible. It's one of the reasons why she's going to have therapy someday. So I've been going over the menus with her, and I said, I don't want to stand there in the park at 4:30 and be like, okay, where do you want to eat? And we walk over, let's Magic Kingdom. We walk over, well, Casey's is out because she doesn't really eat hot dogs. So we'll, go to Cosmic Rays and we read the menu, and you're like, no, I don't want to eat here. Like, I'm not doing that. I know I can pull it up in the app as well, but I want to know, like, give me some ideas so that I can be like, okay, it's dinner time. Here are the options that we were thinking about. What are you in the mood for? Because the trip is really for her. So I just want all of that done. So quick service restaurants are amazing, and Be Our Guest breakfast and lunch is considered quick service as well. All right, my next tip up is Garden Grocer. Now, Garden Grocer is my preferred delivery. There's Instacart, Amazon Prime. There's a couple more. And what they do is, and there used to be a minimum order with Garden Grocer, and there's not anymore, which is wonderful. So you go and you fill out your thing, what do you want, and they will deliver it to your resort, which is fantastic. Like, so for July, we are getting a case of water because it's going to be hotter than the sun, and I'm going to get her some Pop-Tarts and some snack bars, granola bars, and stuff like that. And then she's going to have her own little backpack, a little drawstring bag, so then that way she can carry some food in with her. And their kids are starting to eat me out of house and home because they're growing. So I was like, this way we can come back to the room, and if you're still hungry, then you have snacks and everything. So Garden Grocer is fantastic. We've always used them. And finally, my last tip is have fun. People lose sight of that, and it's just have fun. The parks are open. They can be open late. You can do, there's fireworks and shows. And I always like to, this has nothing to do with being on a budget. I don't understand that. But sometimes people worry so much about how much it costs. And I understand that. I get that part. I do. But once you're there and it's been paid for, like, just take a second for me, if you can. When you're standing on Main Street and you're looking at the castle, just deep breath. And then turn and look at the buildings and be like, holy cow, there is so much detail in every single park that people miss all the time. So that's my last little tip. That's my tip on life. Usually, sometimes, the roses once in a while. We tend to forget that. But at Disney World, the roses seem to be a little bit sweeter. So that is it for my video on how to do a budget trip to Disney World. If you have any budget tips, please let me know down below. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.